Hey everyone, my name is Cameron Beecher here with Slingshot, here to tell you how you can capture more business and make sure that there's no revenue or opportunity slipping through the cracks. So a little bit about us, Slingshot here, we're lawn sales experts and we're 24/7. So anytime that you're busy or it's after hours, we'll take your calls, sell opportunities so that leads never go to voicemail. So I'm here to present a little bit of some of the data that we found that nowadays people are pretty impatient, right? If you don't answer a request, if you don't answer a phone call, voicemail is increasingly dead is our tagline. So don't send leads to voicemail, and how you can capture it internally and then also use a third party like us to help capture things that slip through. So again, background on us, we are multi-channel, so phone calls are a huge portion of what we do, but we also help out with these email requests, with web chat, texting, Facebook Messenger, anywhere, any chain of communication where someone might be reaching out. Slingshot, we can help out, and we can provide you with a free software to get everything in a centralized location so that you can respond internally, or you can have our team help out as well. So last year we took over 1 million phone calls, and we learned a few things. So pest and lawn, those are the only industries that we're in. As you can see here, we're featured in a number of the lawn magazines, and we have an integration with Real Green that I'm excited to talk about. So these are some of the companies that use us. I'm more than happy to get you some references of, clients and lawn companies such as yourselves that have been using us, whether that's after hours or when they're busy. So to start, we've seen that anywhere from 20 to 25% of your total call volume is outside of normal business hours. So outside of the typical 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, we've seen that, between your phone calls, your email inquiries, your contact forms, there's a significant chunk, again, anywhere from 20 to 25% of your total inquiries, they'll be reaching out. So whether that's Mrs. Johnson gets home, or Mr. Smith off work late at night, they see some issues with their lawn, and then they do a quick Google and they're saying, okay, I've been meaning to get my lawn care straightened out, or if they have some landscaping requests, some bed issues, whatever it might be. Um, a significant portion nowadays, people are reaching out. And we have a saying around here that voicemail is dead. Only about 1 in 5 callers are willing to leave a voicemail. And we want to make sure that that never happens and that they're never running off to the competition there. So I don't know if you've ever Googled lawn care near me, but it's a very red, hey, we're closed, or hey, we're open. And if you're using Google Local Services, Google Guarantee, pay-per-click ads, you've seen that, the after hours, the weekends are a lot less competitive, and it helps you stand out from the competition. So a lot of people, when they plug Slingshot in, they start to advertise 24/7 availability. So back to the situation where, Mrs. Johnson gets home from work and sees some lawn care issues, or Mr. Smith's out on a Saturday afternoon and, really wants some help with some of the fertilization or the weed control. Doing a quick Google, and if people see that you're closed, whether that's on Yelp, whether that's on Facebook or Google, a fair amount of people see that and they don't even reach out. So just by plugging us in and advertising 24/7 availability increases the overall volume of inquiries, as well as, some organic leads. I don't know if you've used, Google Guarantee or any of these organic search. These are some really, really solid accounts, people that are really interested. And just by advertising that you're 24/7, most people are pretty understanding that, hey, maybe a tech can't get out for a day or two, but they want that chore taken off right then and there, and we answer the phone for you. We can take your calls. We'll get to know your pricing, your programs, or if you prefer to go on site, anything that you price over the phone, we can do it. We can use Real Green tools to measure some lot sizes, and we also use, some online tools as well. So that we can measure out the lawn. We'll give them a price quote right when they're warm, most likely ready to buy. So all that you have to do in the morning is basically service the account. So it's pretty magical that, instead of, having to check voicemails, missed calls, you wake up to new business. And Slingshot, we love to help out with that. So a good portion of, our solutions are with the after hours. Again, we're 24/7 and we're all stateside. So we're all, local here in the US based reps, and, we know lawn care. So my reps get pretty good. We sell it all day long. And, after hours for a lot of people, it's kind of a no brainer. We'd love to have you take us for a test drive and kind of turn it on, advertise on Yelp, on Google, the 24 hours, and see what's out there. And we've seen that, again, a significant portion, you'll see an increase of up to 20-25% of just some inquiries, and getting to them, and then being able to, crank up. If you're really looking to grow and capture new leads, being able to advertise 24/7 definitely will help you stand out, and you'll grow your business. So also a good portion of what we help out with it is overflow. So I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir, but when crazy busy season hits, and we've all been there, it's a Monday and things are just flooding in. We've seen that, with customers, about 60%, over half of people will bail on a call if they're on hold for over a minute. So after just a minute, you're losing, the abandon rate just skyrockets. And if you wait more than a minute, contact rates go down by 10 times or 1,000%. So, I'm sure you've been there. You can take this yourself, hire a full inbound team to get to calls. It's extremely important. And, we have a saying around there, the first one there wins. And that's what Slingshot's all about, is this instant customer satisfaction that people are used to. And again, most people understand that, hey, maybe my yard won't see results for a month or two doing the routine, fertilization, but when it's on top of mind, that is the best time to be reaching out, giving a price quote, or we could be setting up an inspection, depending on how you like to do it with your business model. So with Slingshot, we do answer the phone in 20 seconds or less. So you could set it up so in-house, your team has a stab at it, after 2, 3, 4 rings, whatever you decide. If your team is busy, it can automatically roll over to us and we'll take it on your behalf. And as far as, Mondays and that rollover situation, that's really common. But also if you want to have a company-wide meeting, or you want to take everyone out to lunch. I have some companies that say, hey, it's Friday, you guys crush it, why don't you take off early? And then they just forward the calls over to Slingshot. So again, just by having us in your office, being that extra office staff for you, it can provide, a fair amount of work-life balance, that when it gets crazy in the spring and fall cleanouts, and, the spring fertilization is there, we've seen that a fair amount of reps start to burn out, and we'd love to help out with that. I don't know if you're familiar with ABC Home and Commercial Services. They're actually based in Texas, and I have a case study of them later. But they were kind of grinding. They were working Monday through Saturday, long extended hours, large company in Texas that do pest and lawn and other home services. But when they plugged Slingshot in for the first time in their history, they actually closed down on Saturdays, and they had the calls roll over to us. And they just saw the same thing that I was kind of expressing earlier, which is, your customer service reps, they're really in the thick of it. And people answering calls all day long, it can be tiring, especially in the busy season. And so just by being able to give them their Saturdays back, it reduced, the churn rate of their employees, and they saw overall increased satisfaction in the workplace without sacrificing, the leads that were coming in on Saturdays. So, I always like to frame it that Slingshot, we can do as much or as little as you want. I have some companies as well that use us for their entire inbound sales team, because we are, experts in lawn. We're pretty good. We have a good close rate on the first call, and because it's the only thing that we focus on, you can keep customer service in house. We also can help out with some of the billing issues. We can, process payments over the phone with a customer, help with scheduling appointments. However you want to use Slingshot, it's kind of up to you, but we're happy to help wherever you see some gaps. So besides phone calls, you can see that we also offer a live chat. Chat's becoming increasingly popular. Phone calls, are still the bulk of the business for sure, but we see that text-based channels are growing at an astronomical rate. So live chat, this is an example, it can show up in the bottom right-hand corner. And we've seen that 50% of your total visitors online will bail if phone call is the only option. So, a good amount of your traffic on your website are first-time customers that are reaching out. And with Slingshot, you can instantly engage them on a web chat. We can give you this tool for free so that your reps can use it, unlimited number of users, unlimited number of messages, or I have a whole team dedicated to responding. So we have two pieces of this. One is a chat bot that it can actually answer kind of the basic questions. Do you service this area? We can tell them yes or no, determine what exactly they're looking for, and we can use that bot to kind of grab the information, or you can use our live reps. And so again, we have a 24/7 web chat team that's just focused on answering their inquiries. And so if someone's saying, hey, do you service the Atlanta market, we can tell them yes or no. And then if they're looking for a quote, at that point we'll tee it up, and we can either pass it off to you at that point, or we can have our reps give them a call. And we've seen that close rates are much higher if we engage them over the phone still. So web chat's a great tool. My wife actually uses this a bunch. So web chat's a great first engagement tool. We actually don't recommend using it for start to finish of actually giving a price quote. We've tried it, and you can definitely do it, but there's still something about the personal touch of building value in your service, being able to tell them, okay, I know you're looking for a greener lawn, but also weed control. This is also going to cover grubs, shrubs, things like that. That you can build value in a reoccurring service by getting them on the phone. So again, web chat, great instant engagement. We can schedule callbacks at their convenience, or you can use the tool internally. And we've seen that the industry is headed more tech-based, and we anticipate more and more people having a preference to buy online. And so we are able to offer web chat buying online as well. So texting, again, the text-based portion, we've seen that, I don't know if you're like super into these email campaigns that you send out or flyers, but 95% of text messages from businesses are read within 3 minutes. So the open rate on a text message is huge. If you have a solid email campaign, many times you're stoked if you have a 10, 20, maybe 30% if you just crush your campaign and with that open rate. But with text messages, it's huge. So this is where we anticipate more and more consumers and customers liking to communicate with their service providers. And we've seen that 1 in 3 customers have sent a text to a business number that was not text enabled. So there's already people that are texting your main number, and if it's not text enabled, they're just kind of going away. And we want to make sure that they never, go into the dark abyss, or worst case scenario, they call someone else and that lead is gone. And maybe you've spent marketing dollars to generate that text message, to generate the phone call. And if you don't answer it, they might just call someone else. So again, we can convert your existing phone number into a text enabled, and then also, you can send some outgoing text messages to existing customers or some prospects as well. And then email requests. This is, a huge portion of business. I'm sure that you've seen someone fills out a contact form, and we've seen that after about 5 minutes of waiting, the chances of getting a hold of them go down by about 1,000%. So there's this magic golden window of about 5 minutes that you have. If you're getting to people within an hour or two, that's great. I'm sure that you're getting to a fair amount, but getting within that 5 minutes is huge. So it's super easy for a consumer to fill out multiple contact forms on different websites looking for lawn care. And again, going back to that saying, the first one there wins. We've seen that anywhere from 70 to 76% of people will buy from the first person that reaches out, or the first service provider that they have contact with. So that first impression is huge, and Slingshot 5 minutes or less. So as soon as you fill out a contact form, it can automatically go into our queue, and we're calling them in under 5 minutes, and many times within seconds. And again, that's 24/7. So if you don't have a solution for after hours, or on the weekend someone's filling out a contact form, you can forward those over to us. We'll answer on your behalf. And many times, people are super amazed that they're getting a call within seconds from, XYZ Lawn Care. And they're just like, wow, I didn't think that you'd actually answer. Or, it's an excellent first impression, getting them on the phone, talking about their lawn care issues, scheduling an appointment, collecting payment information, the whole 9 yards. Or, we could be setting up an inspection so that your on-site professional can take a look at it. So we do strive, and we do have one call resolution so that, your customers won't know the difference that they're talking to a third party, and then you can get your life back. That you don't have to interrupt family dinner. You know, you don't have to be worried about what's missing on a Saturday or a Sunday. We can be picking it up on your behalf and still not sacrificing the leads that you might be missing out on. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. You know, so if some of these problems resonated with you, whether that's some limited contact windows where they can only reach you between 9 and 5, you got some long hold times during your peak season, you don't have live chat, you know, the texting's not really there, or, you know, you have some poor lead follow-up from those email requests, Slingshot, we're here to help you. And, you know, we do have a 24/7, you know, contact center. On average, it's 20 or 30 seconds that we're answering the phone for you. 24/7 live chat, text messaging. We can enable your primary business line, and then you'll get human contacts in 5 minutes or less when they fill out those email requests. So if one of those problems have resonated with you, you know, Slingshot, we'd love to help. So part of the reason why we're excited with Real Green is we do have the ability now to log in on your behalf. So we have a full integration where we can pull up your service maps, use your tools, and as soon as we're done with a phone call, then my rep will create a new customer right into Real Green. So that is new this year that we're super pumped about, that my reps will be logging in to Real Green, and we're excited about the partnership, and there's only going to be more automation in the future so that we can log in on your behalf, you know, do some robust customer service. So again, if someone, even if a current customer is just looking to pay a bill, you know, it's nice when someone calls up looking to pay, and we want to make sure that those invoices are paid on time. So we can help you with that. So we can, again, we're PCI compliant. We can put it right in there and process it as you normally would. Or with the sales, again, I've harped on sales a bunch, but you know, voicemail is dead. And don't send your leads there. It's really this dark abyss where they might run off to the competition. And so really we have this integration with Real Green so that all that you have to do in the morning, you can check on the appointment, make sure that it works for you and your technician, and then all that you do is service the account. So instead of again, going back to waking up on a Monday over the weekend, it's usually pretty crazy. A lot of call volume on those days. You know, if the weather just turned, it's nice and everyone's thinking about their lawn, it can overflow to us. We'll put the new appointments right into Real Green for you. We can talk about your pricing so that the price quote will be in Real Green. And then in our dashboard, we do have a lot of reports where it will be hosted as well, so that you can make sure that we're doing a good job for you. All of our calls are recorded so you can listen to them and make sure we're doing a good call. So that's, you know, in a nutshell, a chat, a text message, email, phone call comes in, comes to Slingshot, we convert it, pass it back to you, and all you have to do is service the customer. And going back to it, you know, we do have a centralized inbox where it's a software piece, and I'll briefly show you this. Off to the left, you can see this is just a dummy account, a demo account. So it does have a little bit more things, but you can see this would be a Slingshot inbox. So this is, you know, everything will be in Real Green for you. If you don't want to necessarily check this dashboard all the time, that's fine. You know, it'll be in Real Green, but all of our call recordings are hosted here. So you can listen to them, make sure that we're doing a good job. And then off to the left, you can see, okay, here's a text message that pops in. And then if someone texts your main phone number, it comes to this inbox. Your emails can come to one spot. Your Facebook Messenger comes in here. So it makes it nice that your customer service reps and your in-house team doesn't have to jump between multiple windows. We have an integration with Facebook, an integration with your email, integration with, you know, web chat and texting, so that everything can come to one nice centralized location. And you're welcome to use this. This software, again, is no additional cost. And you have the flexibility. So I'll just show you how easy it is. You click on settings, you go to any one of the inboxes. So you could say, okay, Facebook Messenger, let's have Slingshot take that all the time. So anytime that someone messages in on your Facebook, Slingshot, you guys take it over. My reps will go in there, we'll answer on your behalf. And we can actually just be answering web chats at all times. Or you can easily set it up so that, okay, if we don't respond to a Facebook message, and we don't respond to that Facebook message within 2 minutes, Slingshot, I want your team to take it over. So we could do that with any channel. So again, when it comes to text messages, if someone texts in and you want Slingshot to take it after a certain number of time, you know, 30 seconds, a minute, then we'll get in, and we do respond very quickly to these. Or you can auto assign them after hours. So you can say, okay, Slingshot, we're actually pretty good with helping out with our text messages during the day. You know, we're on our Facebook Messenger, but after hours, and you can quickly add your hours in here. Let's have Slingshot help out after hours. So again, that's the real customization and how easy it is, where Slingshot can just get in there and we can support you on every single one of these channels. So if someone were to text in, someone web chats in, if someone sends in a Facebook Messenger, you can easily say, okay, after hours or on the weekends, let's have Slingshot handle those ones and we'll take it during the day. Or if you just want to outsource it to us completely, then it can be set to always. A fair amount of people with web chat, they say, hey, web chat's another thing that I don't want my customer service reps to be worried about, but I still want to provide that experience for our customers. So Slingshot, you guys take those web chats all the time. So like I said kind of earlier, Slingshot's happy to help as much or as little as you want, because we've seen that, you know, just how perishable these leads really can be and how important it is to get to every single channel, every single inquiry in a timely fashion. So I won't show too much more of this, but you know, this is where you can see that you're welcome to send a text to any of your current customers. And you can have, you know, this is where you'd be sending text messages from your text enabled phone number. And it's super easy to do. And you know, with the inbox, this is kind of how it shows up. This would be, you know, again, it's a test one. This is a Slingshot customer that we sold on your behalf, exactly what I was looking for. All this information's in here. And then this is a text message that you can be texting back and forth. You know, there's some canned responses in here, and you can change these settings as much as you want. So if you know, web chat comes in, this is just an example here that says, hey, you can respond right here, or you can leave an internal comment. So I'll give an example here. Here's a text message that comes in that says hi, and say, thanks for reaching out. How can I help you today? As soon as I push send, that goes exactly as a text message on someone's phone. And then you can see exactly who responded. So again, you have unlimited users here, but you can assign them. So if you have, you know, John Doe, and then he assigns it to Darth Vader, you know, if Darth Vader's another customer service rep in your office, Darth would then receive a notification that, hey, someone just texted in. I'm responsible for this conversation. And then you can leave internal comments. So you can be like, hey, Darth, can you take this one? So this is an internal comment, and then this is the communication with the client. So you can easily see, you know, you can scroll up and see historicals. Again, this is just an example one. If you want to see a live one, I'm happy to show you on a longer demo with Slingshot, and I'll leave my contact information at the end. But the internal comments are really nice to keep everything. So again, a lot of people use this for emails. So if you have a shared inbox that kind of comes through, you can see, okay, you know, here's a contact request from Victoria who's looking for, you know, some lawn care service. And then you can see exactly who responded, and you can leave some internal comments. So if you have a central location for everything, it makes it really nice to keep all the conversations into one nice spot. So that's, you know, a demo of the multi-channel piece. But again, that's the software that we've created, and we'd love to have you take that for a test drive, as well as our contact center. So that's kind of the basics of it, and being able to answer every single channel of communication, advertise 24/7, get to every single inquiry. We've had results of increase about 40% of new reoccurring residential sales. So that's the, you know, that's the power of just getting to every single lead. I'm sure you're spending a bundle of money to generate the phone calls, to generate the interest, but you know, a fair amount of things do slip through the cracks. And we've seen that it increased about 40% in residential sales just by getting to every single one of your inquiries, and no one goes to voicemail, no one runs off to the competition. So as far as our pricing and Slingshot works, you know, we do think of ourselves as an extra employee, and I have this slide dedicated to show you how expensive employees are, right? Depending on what you're paying an agent per hour, you know, plus all their payroll tax, you know, the onboarding, training, you know, the benefits, they really add up in a hurry. So if you're paying your, you know, reps 15 bucks an hour, you know, it's going to be minimum 40 grand a year when all is said and done after the payroll tax, the benefits. And so with Slingshot, we do think of ourselves as an extra employee kind of in the trenches with you. We can take those phone numbers, sorry, we can take those phone calls, we can take those email requests. Anytime that you're busy, it's after hours, or if you're thinking, hey, you know, we are a lot more affordable than hiring a whole nother secretary or a whole nother, you know, office staff. So Slingshot, we think of ourselves as the best type of employee because we never call in sick on a Monday, right? We're never sick. We don't, you know, there's no drama with us. We take the worst shifts and less of the cost of a traditional employee. We can allow you to advertise 24/7 and be that extra secretary when you need us. This is again the case study that I wanted to touch on. This is ABC Home and Commercial Services. They got super slammed this past year in 2020. Their call center just kind of got flooded and they were able to advertise 24/7, and it was difficult for them to get to every single call, whether that was pest or whether that was lawn. And so again, this is real company data that they've allowed us to share. But in July, again, they were super swamped and they used us pretty heavily. So they spent 5,800 bucks with us, but we ended up generating 56,000 in new revenue. Now that number, that 56,000 is annualized revenue, but you know, we do pay for ourselves very quickly because if we're getting a phone call and we're primarily in an overflow or an after hours capacity, um, you know, if Slingshot gets it, that's typically a missed opportunity for you and for your, you know, marketing leads that you've already spent money on. So we can help capture that, convert it, pass it over to you. And so, you know, we do pay for ourselves very quickly because if we're getting a phone call, then that might mean that your team is busy or it's after hours. So I would love to, you know, get you some more information. This is my direct contact here. That 435 number is my direct line, or you can email me at getslingshot.com, Cameron at getslingshot. You can go to our website. Again, it's getslingshot.com. Request a demo there. There's some great, you know, testimonials if you wanted to get to know a little bit more, or you can email sales at getslingshot and we'll give you a demo request. So yeah, feel free to reach out. We would love to help you in this busy season. We're super excited with the Real Green integration with logging in on your behalf, so that anytime, any place, any channel, you know, my marketing director is going to love it, but our tagline is, you know, we're not only money makers, but we're time savers. So we'll capture those leads that are slipping through, as well as save your team and give some quality of life back so that we can save your team some time, so that anytime that they can't take a phone call, we'll take it. And all that you have to do is service the account and focus on the million other projects, the million other, you know, fires I'm sure are on a day-to-day basis. So feel free to reach out. I've enjoyed, you know, giving this presentation, and I would love to give you a personalized demo and we can get into more specifics as far as pricing goes. And if you wanted to give us for a trial run, because we would love to help you out in this busy season. So thanks everyone. Again, this is my contact information below, and I hope you have a good rest of the conference and a good rest of the year.